Welcome to Take Two, podcast with the Rock 95 morning crew. I'm Craig, that's Brian, MJ over there. We're going to talk about Kempenfelt Bay today. You saw a Reddit post that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
right?
It is very interesting. I don't know. They're bringing up the fact that Barrie could use a bridge across Kempenfelt Bay, and it sounds ridiculous.
It
and
does.
Some people are really into that look,
Right.
of urban, right? And you want kind of that on your skyline because it could make it look pretty.
It could look really pretty.
But if you're somebody who uses a boat all the time, you're like, probably not. You don't want the bridge. But for the people that aren't on the water like us, would that ease a bit of the traffic on the 400
Where
this summer?
would it go? Oh, we're talking about a road bridge, not a footbridge.
You're
A
talking about
road bridge. Well, yeah, but you could walk across it too.
Really?
Right? Why not?
Because
this bridge doesn't exist, so yeah.
I immediately thought footbridge. I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if I was at Kempenfest and I was watching the concert and I thought, well, we're going to go shoot over for a beer in downtown Barrie and then
That'd be amazing.
It'd be a couple kilometers across, I want to say.
Would it?
Yeah, I think you're looking at about Johnson's Bay over to around maybe Tollendale, just down from Manette's Point.
So shooting from one end of the city to the other completely.
Is this
Right.
is this a
Quickly.
path that's desperately needed? Are we?
Well, just think about, in the summer and the traffic that you deal with on the 400 and
But we're also dealing
avoiding
with
that.
actually building it and cars getting off in a beach area. So we're talking years of
Well,
frustration.
then slide it down a bit, yeah.
All right.
We don't have to go right to the beach, MJ.
Okay.
You can put it down a little bit.
Down a little bit across the bay.
And I'm sure, I have no idea how deep Kempenfelt Bay is.
I have no
It's
idea.
probably incredibly deep. So it's an insane job.
It's somebody that's thrown it out there, certainly with no research behind it.
Right.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's anybody that's
Other people
put
were
up with that.
commenting and went, a bridge is ridiculous. What about a tunnel?
An underwater tunnel.
They went, why don't you make it glass? It'll be beautiful. Yeah.
Like the Lincoln Tunnel, guys. That would be amazing.
I prefer a tunnel to a bridge.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
You're a big Detroit guy.
Yeah, the tunnel sucks.
Well, I don't mind the
awful.
tunnel.
Oh, the tunnel's one lane. It's a problem.
well, okay,
my
their
car's
tunnel.
too.
And it's just, and you're breathing in all of the car fumes. It's bad.
Well, it is backed up considerably.
It's always backed up, and it stinks, and it smells, and it's gross.
I don't like the feeling of a tunnel at all.
Yeah,
I'd
claustrophobic?
much rather be at. And the thing is, I'm actually not a claustrophobic person, but when I am in a tunnel, I can't help but feel like there's a lot of stuff around me that could cave in.
That's claustrophobia.
Okay.
That's the definition of claustrophobia.
not until I am. Well,
Only in a tunnel. Anywho.
But you'd be okay with the bridge
I'd be
shooting
totally fine
over.
with the bridge. I'm totally
But
fine
you're
with the
never
bridge.
going in that direction anyway. You're not going from one side of that to the. This is for commuters.
No, I've maybe been to each of those locations 3 times in the whole decade I've lived
now
in Barrie.
I'll say this, and you don't have to say where you live, but would you use that route to go home?
No.
You wouldn't. Okay.
Could you?
No, I don't live over on that side.
No, neither do I.
No, but
so I don't know.
She
I
lives
don't,
on the north end.
It wouldn't make sense for me.
Right.
Just for where I live. Because I
Oh.
don't live that far north.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any scenario where I would take that bridge. I'm trying to think.
Well,
Yeah,
if
we
you were,
wouldn't, but-
yeah, I don't know if you were going downtown and you know that the busy streets, Dunlop, and some of those waterfront areas on the weekend are quite busy.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go on the highway, well, it's really busy. So that's maybe why you would take it.
There is a large amount of people that live on the south end of Barrie who don't know that there's a north end of Barrie. Because they don't know there's a bay, they don't know there's a beach.
Oh,
so maybe
come
this will teach
on.
them. There is.
Why are you insulting us?
I'm just insulting.
You don't like the South?
I'm insulting the newbies. I'm not insulting the classics like
Don't
us,
come
but
at
I'm just
South
saying.
Beach like
What
that.
makes you think we don't know that there's a north end of Barrie?
You just don't know
because
there's a
we don't
bay.
go visit you.
That's right.
We need
should
a
come
bridge.
see
Maybe
us.
we don't
need a
enjoy what you
bridge.
have over there. We have everything. There was a long time for a period where I think North had everything, and now South has a lot to offer.
We have enough.
I think there are people that were born in the north end of Barrie that are kind of a little against the south end of Barrie because we're new.
We are new.
Is that true?
It feels like we're new.
Yeah, I feel that way when I talk to people.
I'm
you know?
newish, and I'm in the
But
north
what
end.
about something to bring them together? Like a
bridge?
yeah. To
Aw,
unite
we're
the North
bridging,
and
like in-
South Shore.
Like an olive branch,
Like a-
dividing the two houses together.
Are we going to do Hands Across America or you
Across
know?
the
Yeah,
bridge?
Hands
I
across
like
Barrie?
to buy the world a Coke.
Craig's List.
All right, let's get to see some of the trending topics of the week. One of the big ones was McDonald's. They were advertising that they possibly in the United States could be partnering up with Krispy Kreme.
There you go. Good for Krispy Kreme, because I just don't know how they survive on their own. It felt like it was a craze, and I think that
It was a
died
huge
down.
craze.
Right.
There was one in Mississauga. There was a store they had in Mississauga that was lined up around the corner. I remember that.
I remember
And they
those,
gave you a free donut before you got into
Right,
the store.
and I left. I did one in one
didn't
kitchen.
eat
Once you had the donut,
Yeah.
you left?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
Right. And it came out, and it was warm, and it was fresh, and it was that glazed donut. You know, the one donut.
I know the one
kinda
donut.
all-
That was not their intent to have you leave.
Do you want to wait
You were
another
supposed to
hour and a
whet
half
your
for another one?
appetite.
No.
No, I'm good. But I like the little mini donuts that they have at the McDonald's now. Those little teeny tiny donuts.
I'm never getting that.
You're never getting those?
No,
Those
I'm
are
not.
great.
I remember when Krispy Kreme came out too. They were saying that a Krispy Kreme donut had the same calorie intake as a Big Mac.
The stats were terrible.
Yeah, the stats were terrible. And the funny thing was, the first time I didn't even read into that, right? So the first time I had Krispy Kreme donuts, I had the free one in line,
Yeah.
and then we bought a dozen for wherever, and I think I had 3.
Oh.
So I had
wait,
4
three
Big
back
Macs.
then.
And guess what I had for dinner then?
Big Mac.
Big Mac.
I love how Big Mac's the staple too, right?
Yeah, it's
everything's
true.
always compared to
It's-
the Big Mac. The worst thing for you is a Big Mac, and then here they go. What about dessert?
That is the yardstick for sure. Yeah.
Let's stick with fast food because drone delivery, I guess, has begun at a Wendy's location. So this is in Virginia, and it's partnered up with DoorDash to do this. It's a test, but what they'll do is they'll pack up your Wendy's food in a takeout box, stick it to a drone, and fly it away to where you are, and they'll do it in 30 minutes or less. That's what they're promising.
It's so futuristic. Do we think that that's a real possibility, that drone delivery for food is going to be a thing?
Am I the only one that thinks that 30 minutes is like far too late for it to get there by drone? I feel like it should be like 15 minutes or less.
I mean, that was the standard with pizza.
Yeah.
30 minutes are free, but we've come a long way in 2024. I want
Yes,
it in
we have.
6.
Yeah.
Make it at home
You
then.
make it 5.5, I'll give you an extra tip. Yeah.
We should mention the Barrie Colts because the Barrie Colts have hit the playoffs, and they start on Friday in Oshawa. That's who they're playing, the Oshawa Generals.
That's
And
the
then-
number 1 seed, I believe.
Yeah.
So it is
Yeah,
going to be a
it's-
tough matchup. First round, Barrie kind of squeaked in. I think they're the 8th seed.
But the good news is it's the second season, right? That's what they call it, right?
True,
So,
yeah.
You know,
It's
everything,
hockey. Anybody
everything
can win.
starts. Anybody
4 out
can
of
win.
7.
So that's all you need. And we're at home on Tuesday and Thursday. And Rock 95 is going to be there. So we're going to be there doing the 30-second song challenge, giving you a chance to win.
getting you pumped up. All kinds of
Nice.
pump-up songs.
Getting you tickets to Kempenfest, where you can try out the new bridge.
Coming in 2024.
And this story is a real hoot. There are those that are on Team Trump in the United States. There are those that are on Team Biden. And then there are those that are on Team literally anybody else. There's a Texas math teacher that's legally changed his name to that. Literally anybody else. And it's going to be on the ballot. At least he's going to try to get it on the ballot and see how many votes he gets, because he says that there's a dire choice of candidates between two main parties.
Feels like it's his only push is just the name, you know?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
only it.
only thing he needs to go on is just the name.
He's got no
It's just the name.
platform.
Yeah, don't have one.
Did
I don't
he
know.
lost the respect of his students just a little bit?
I know, it's-
Excuse me, Mr. Else, can I go to the bathroom?
Call me anybody.
Listen to Craig, Brian, and MJ, the Rock 95 Morning Crew on Barrie's Rock Station, Rock 95.